Hey, hope you're having a great day. I'm home now. Not for long. I will be going on a trip again soon. But I wanted to come on here and share a bit about this beautiful 6/6 portal that we have today and how it resonates with the upcoming full moon here in like 5 days, and some opportunities that you have to embrace if you would like. And so with that, I am being called to utilize my Queen of the Moon Oracle. And today on this beautiful 6/6 portal, we are embracing a wholeness. We are nurturing ourselves, taking better care of ourselves, or at least potentially having the desire to in ways that we haven't before. And what I'm also getting to is to change up our routines. And so what I have found in my own healing journey is sometimes, there are various things that have helped me along the way, and even if they were super helpful for a period of time, it doesn't mean they're always going to be helpful. And so sometimes really looking at these routines, these structures, these things that have assisted us, and evaluating whether or not they still are assisting us in the way that we want to be assisted. And in that, we can bring in these newer routines, and it might not even be like a whole new routine, it may just be an adjustment of the routine, right? And so it's just really important that we show up for ourselves in as many ways possible without adding stress. This is a way to support ourselves, not stress ourselves out more. And so if the thought of even showing up for yourself is stressful, then we can reframe that. It doesn't need to be stressful. In fact, it shouldn't, not to should anyone, but it shouldn't be stressful to support yourself. And so this isn't to say that you don't need to push yourself, because sometimes there is that element where it's like, okay, it's like being presented with that fork in the road of going the usual route, or going the route that we are more familiar with, maybe more comfortable with, even if it's not exactly comfortable. It's the known path, and then you've got this unknown that is coming before you, showing up for you. And just because it might be something that feels stressful, it's the mindset around the thing versus the thing itself, if that makes sense. And so that is where I'm being led. And so how this is folding into the full moon that's coming up is, this is the strawberry full moon. It's going to be on June 11th, and we are really embracing that divine feminine. And excuse me, what is divine feminine? It can be a lot of things, so it really depends on where you are at in your process. But I personally just got home from a really beautiful, loving, deeply intensive retreat where I healed so much, like ridiculous amounts of healing has transpired. And then I also added a couple of days where I got to spend time in the redwoods, and it was amazing. It was my first solo trip, and it was just incredible. So much healing happened in that space as well. And I even had one of my friends reach out to me, and she's like, I'm just seeing you as like this puzzle, and all of these pieces are just going in their like correct spots, so to speak. And I mean, she didn't say it like that, but it was something like to that effect. And it was just so sweet to get that message. And very affirming. And so what I wanted to bring forward in the Queen of the Moon Oracle for this upcoming full moon is 2 cards came forward. And why am I talking about the full moon? Well, it's funny because I had a lot of resistance with working with the moon because of various things that I know to be true about it, and I don't really want to work within those energies. However, I just kept getting from so many different sources that I utilize for guidance within my higher self that it's so important for me to work with the moon. And so when I first approached this, I was like, really, I was just confused because I was like, is this really aligned? Like, I know I keep seeing the messages and confirmations and things, but you know, with how I was in my frame of mind about it, it wasn't that way. And what I received was so profound. It was saying that I'm not necessarily working with the moon in the ways that you typically would think of working with the moon. I'm utilizing the energies that the moon is bringing forward and working with those energies. Some I am navigating through, some are being transcended, some are, you know, it just depends on the specifics. But I'm not working with the moon. I'm just utilizing the frequencies, the opportunity that is being presented in its current phase, and growing, transmuting through that opportunity. And so it was really profound just receiving that. And so if you're someone that resonates with any of this, or if you have any desire to work with the moon to any effect whatsoever, I highly recommend, there's a service that I offer. It's a Radiant Realignment. It's a monthly thing that I do with the full moon. There is no like live call commitment or anything. It is purely remote healing where I utilize in the Akashic records, my higher self, your higher self. And if you have kids or dogs or any other types of pets or family members that you would like to include, I go through the higher self of that authentic being, and or the authentic higher self of that being. It's probably a better way to say that. And so it's all aligned for the person or animal, whatever that is. And so, and it's very, very affordable. And like I said, it's a remote session, and you would also get a recording of what transpires during the experience, as well as an Akashic oracle reading and journal prompts to help your physical experience also be able to blend super easily with your higher self's experience. And so I just wanted to say that because it's really important. And like I said, I've been heavily guided in this direction despite what I thought. And so just to touch quickly on this oracle reading, the first card that came up in this embracing of divine feminine, boundaries. So important for everyone, but especially the divine feminine, because of various societal expectations and things, and what has, you know, been transpiring over the last few thousand years, if not more. So just the basics of this card. Judging what you need and what you don't need allows you to place healthy boundaries. You teach people how to treat you. Judge what is healthy and right for you with charity and, or no, clarity. Let me reread that. Judge what is healthy and right for you with clarity and care. Simplify. Such an important word for so many of us. And the little affirmation that comes with this: I can say yes or no with authenticity and clarity. And I mean, just look at how blissful she looks in her sweet little bubble of boundaries. It's so important for us to really understand who we are, what we do and don't want. Ironically, I'm going to be doing a practice after I record this for myself in that way. So it's very aligned in really interesting ways. And so, you know, like, what is it like to show up for yourself in that way? What is it like to enforce those boundaries and really establish that connection with yourself? I think that is just imperative for so many of us. And then the second card, action. Follow up those boundaries and the work to understand what your boundaries are with the action, the aligned action. The time has come to take action. Let go of your paralysis. Let go of your burdens, step by step. I am responsive and ready to take action. For some of you, I'm seeing that action as being a very simple step and joining the Radiant Alignment, because this is going to help you discern more into yourself and really what is serving your best and highest authentic good. And so On that note, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And if you have any questions, just send me a message and I'll get you signed up.